Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from this month's sponsor, Ethico.
In the delicate arena of compliance, every conversation matters. Traditional methods can leave callers feeling unheard, but Ethico changes the game. Our empathetic interview technique reshapes compliance calls into powerful, compassionate interactions, ensuring no crucial detail is missed. It's about creating a conversation that matters, that resonates, that makes a difference. Be the change in your compliance approach. See the transformation for yourself at ethico.com/CPN. Book a demo, try our free ROI calculator, and explore the white paper by Tom Fox, The ROI of Compliance.
The Daily Compliance News for March 15, 2024, the more CFOs to CEOs edition. We begin with that story from the Financial Times that more CFOs and finance directors are becoming CEOs. Why? Well, interestingly, they seem to have smaller egos, at least with their table-thumping CEOs, attention to detail, an understanding of risk management, and an intense focus on the bottom line. It's an interesting move for this. And one commentator said that if America is run by lawyers, the UK is run by accountants. The impact of Brexit, political dysfunction, and a difficult economic environment have reinforced the prioritization of risk management. I hope they've taken some leadership classes too. Next up from Reuters, JPMorgan was fined nearly $350 million for inadequate trading reporting by a pair of bank regulators. The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency said that the conduct occurred between 2014 and 2023. Morgan failed to properly monitor billions of trades across at least 30 global trading venues. A bank spokesman said the firm had self-identified the issue, is working to remediate, and does not expect any disruption of client services. There's no evidence of employee misconduct or harm to the greater market. In a very interesting press release, the Department of State is promoting accountability for the corruption that fuels South Sudan's conflict. South Sudan, of course, is a precariously fragile state, and the Department of State announced steps to impose visa restrictions on multiple individuals who are undermining or impeding sustainable peace by engaging in corruption that fuels South Sudan. And this is just another great example of how corruption leads to political instability and conflict. So kudos to the State Department. And our final story comes to us today from the Wall Street Journal, Risk and Compliance Journal, Mingi Sun reporting that a Swiss private bank, EFG, has agreed to pay $3.7 million to settle allegations it held an invested security of blacklisted individuals. So more credibility, or rather accountability, for the Swiss banking industry. And between 2014 and 2018, the bank processed 686 security transactions for customers in China and Cuba who were on various sanctions lists. So kudos to the U.S. for prosecuting these groups going forward. As I mentioned at the start of this podcast, this month's sponsor for the entire Compliance Podcast Network is Ethico. Have you ever wondered how to show the ROI of your compliance program? Have you struggled with the budgeting process, getting the funds you want for your compliance program? Well, I've partnered with Ethico to put together a white paper on the ROI of compliance, which shows you not only how to demonstrate ROI, but also how to speak finance when you're sitting across from the CFO with your budget proposals. Check out the website and get the white paper. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.